Hello everybody, Skyrain here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, it is that time, obviously. It is reset for the week. It is the final stretch for the vast majority of us here now. I hope you've been saving up certain items along the way. I'm going to show what I have in the waiting to be opened upon reaching 1K Paragon. I started out this week at 95.5. Okay, so here's a couple things we're going to go over as to giving you the most experience bang for your buck right now to make that final stretch a little bit more easier and quick. Okay, first and foremost, the usual bit, of course. I claimed everything out of my battle pass at the start of this week. This in here currently is what I've done so far today. So I'm going to leave them alone, except for these quests, of course. There's another push. How much did that get me? A nice little chunk right there. I appreciate that. Now, I could keep continuing to claim these activities in here for a little bit of extra experience, sure, but I'll leave them alone for now unless I get really desperate to really hit that, because it's slowing my essence farming down just a little bit. Because I am not at the 1000 Paragon, there's a couple things that we would normally do on, like, say, monster essence turn-ins and things of that nature that are tied to your current difficulty level. So I won't be able to get a chance at getting more chances of Inferno 8 essences until I get to 1K. So that has been limited, and that's why I only have 2. I only have 2 currently out of the 6. So yeah, I wanted to do some more builds, and I know Mao's already got one hanging out in his streams a little bit this past weekend. Go ahead and check those out. Pretty much along the same lines is the focus on the intention of those builds. But anyway, what we're talking about right now is the biggest bang for your buck experience at the start of the week here. So let's finally get into that, touch base with everybody, and let's just update it on everything there. Okay, so here we go. As we can see here, currently at 998 this week. Since the server Paragon is at 990, the XP deficit is 40% at 998. So it is well within the realm and well within reach here, and this is why I want to make the final hard push here early and get that finally done and over with. I know I try to be like, don't rush it, it's okay, which is fine. What made me push so hard this past weekend was I ran challenge dungeons pretty much into the ground to try and get my Inferno 8 wisps built up a little bit. This is still pretty much rookie numbers, sadly enough, because we know how horrible the crafting system is and how quickly these will burn through. Like I made the comment of saying, you know, I'll probably burn through this entire stack in trying to get one triple roll bracelet with the stats I want on it, you know, that kind of thing, which is sadly sad and true at the same time, which is highly unfortunate. I really wish they'd fix that. But as you can see, the main thing of the experience gains for now would be, of course, Castle Erebon, running this one. And it's a good time too, because you can knock out your weekly gems early at the start of the week, and then you're done with them and you can move on. This is your most bang for the buck across the board in everything anyway. So this is what I have started to do. I did a couple runs so far, but also the other things to grab hold of while you're in this little hub, of course, is the Vanguard reset. Get your 5 runs in, of which I did. So that pushed me up a little bit even further. And I'm still waiting on raids. Raids are kind of hit or miss at this time of the day. It's just how it is. Peak hours and all that. I still try to look out for them as I'm doing other forms of activities. Until then, I'm just going to have to put that on the back burner. But that is definitely another experience boost, especially if you didn't get your first clears in some of them. Unfortunately, I did most of those already, so I'll get a little bit of experience still nonetheless for completing them for the week, the 5. That is for Monday reset. So raids, Erebon, Vanguard are the top 3 off the top of my head on this one, for the most part, to do the most. Again, Paragon would be the one. I would just go ahead and basically do this one for your weekly gems and run it as much as you need to get the most experience possible while you are at the lowest XP percent deficit too. That will help get bigger chunks. So there's that. I mean, the Abyssal Verge, of course, I'm going to keep an eye out for parties yet, because I also have, in the event center tray still, I did not finish these tasks here. The 3-minute Abyssal Verge run, which is a pain because you pretty much have to have either a stopwatch or pay really, really close attention to the timer when you enter, and kind of give it a leeway of a couple seconds to make sure you get this. This one can be very much a pain. The red circle will be pretty much almost close to being on top of you on the boss at the end for the 3-minute mark. It's just kind of irritating sometimes to pull that off. It's not bad, but especially in a party, of course, I would highly, highly suggest doing this in a party. I've done it solo before, but it kind of sucks. But anyway, yeah, and then of course I have to do Abyssal Verge enough times to get the monster kills in for all the credits and so on and so forth. So, yep, that's where I'm at with this personally myself. Now, the other event to keep an eye out for, if you haven't been doing this entire time, I'm trying to make the most of this, okay? It is the rewards in the Heroes of the Hearth tab here. Granted, and I didn't claim any of the gear here. Now, granted, a lot of the new essences are not going to be in here. That's just how it is. But I am still saving these for when I reach 1,000 Paragon to claim these, so that I might have a much better chance of gearing myself up with the whole new, fresh Inferno 8 gear along the way. I have not claimed a single one of these yet, and there are multiple rounds, so I am really wanting to push this. Still got time. This goes through the 27th, so I'm still good there, and I knew that I was going to be, so that's why I held off on all of these claims for once I get to 1,000 Paragon. So that's my plan still, which again should hopefully see here very, very soon, so I can finally claim these and cross the fingers and all that kind of stuff, because hopefully we'll get some triple rolls and hopefully no vitality on them for once. For once, instead of like 90% of the gear drops that I've seen over the past month with vitality on every single piece of gear, it's gotten a bit ridiculous. We've all commented about this across various places, and it's not just like, oh, coincidence or anything. I don't know what happened. Oh, there's a Verge right there. I should try to get in on that one. But anyway. Oh yes, and of course, as per usual, whenever you run the airbuns as much as possible, you will get your monster orbs to turn in at the bestiary here, and you know, obviously that will give you the most bang for the buck for the first 3 of the day. Granted, the first initial legendary drop, of which I've already made my turn in for today anyway, will be still an Inferno 7 piece, but that's whatever, that's what it is. I'm just mostly doing it for the XP boosts as well. Now, obviously, not a lot of people are going to do a whole lot of PvP, but however, still nonetheless, the first 3, at least for the the rewards for your battlegrounds, are the top experience gains. They give you the most progress that you're going to get, so that's why I have been just frequenting this. Pretty much I do the 3 for the day and call it good, while continuing to go back out and continuing to farm for the essences. So yeah. And any idea where I've got the essences so far? The 2 that I've gotten out of the 6, one I know for sure dropped during a Terror Rift run, so I was very, very happy about that, an Inferno 8. The other one, I can't quite remember where I got it from exactly, but nonetheless, I have been running challenge dungeons again, like I said, into the ground. I will say I do wish that they would add more some of the challenges to them that are, and mix it up, because I can't tell you how many times I got sacrificial power over and over and over and over and over again as a wizard, and that is very, very, very painful, especially as a free-to-play wizard at that, because we take an extreme amount of damage whenever we use our skills, and I try not to, and I can't run the spam and a can builds in there whatsoever. I usually run my cycling build for one, since I've been spamming the dungeons so much and trying to get wisps and everything ahead of time here still. To make the progress that I did, I went with my walk-in build, which was the cycling of the skills. So where you just pop them whenever they come off a cooldown and you just continue on. It doesn't do quite as much damage as the spam can, but still it's a lot easier on your hands when you are farming stuff like no tomorrow. So I'm like, I am not about to kill my hands or my fingers doing this kind of stuff. So I'm taking it easy. I don't care about the score of like the top damage. Surprisingly enough, a lot of times I still ended up getting it in a lot of cases, even with the cycle build. So I'm pretty happy about that. But again, I'm more about just making the completion of the runs and taking it easy on the hands in the process, because no game is worth hurting your hands over to play it. And we shouldn't have to resort to such means to get the most damage possible, but here we are, right? It is what it is. But anyway, just a little side tangent note on that. And of course, as always, if you are far behind on your challenge rifts, this is also yet another XP option for anybody out there. I'm waiting until pretty much the season resets, or until I actually get Inferno 8 gear put on, and then I will make my combat rating even better and easier to progress even further in this again and make another heavy push, I suppose. But for right now, I'm as good as I'm going to get with my free-to-play combat rating and so on and so forth. So, but I just wanted to point this out in case you forgot about it. Don't forget your little challenge rifts, because they will give you the most experience when you get your first clears in along the way, and it might actually give you a substantial amount of experience depending on how far back you are in your progress on those two. Another side note here, we have the weekly goals. And Immortals, I know for sure whenever I was making these turn-ins, I got a substantial amount of experience as well. So take advantage of every possible outlet that you can on these. They will add up over time. And also, and of course, if you're in Shadows, the same thing will apply. And also, if you go to your clan, depending on how many of the accursed towers that you may have, this makes a nice little passive XP gain along the way too. So be sure and suck these ones up and take advantage of them any way possible. There we go. I don't know how much that got me. I forgot to look at the bar. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit more. So there we go. So anyway, just wanted to throw this out there as a reset and a general overall update for things and where we're at. Again, the final push. These are all the, I would say the top highest, of course, Airborne, and get your raids, get your vanguards. Most of you already know the score, I am sure I know, but I just wanted to reiterate these points right now because we are now at that very, very, very close last minute push, so to speak. And it's like, it's within grasp. It's within reach. And it's so close, it's not even funny. And then that's where you get really antsy. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of try and help take the edge off a little bit and focus on those things mostly, because that will be where you make the most gains. So anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the world and fire as always. Still continuing on with the Essence Farm, like I said, and I'm hoping to make some more progress with that as soon as I hit 1K, so I can get way more abilities and way more activities that I can do at that point to gain more chances of getting those essences a lot easier. I also have one more thing real quick. I have some boxes left in here, of course, to open. I have some mystery legendary items to go alongside that event that I had saved up, all those gear pieces. I also have, which I did not claim yet, it's in here. I have two, I think. Oh no, I have to run a couple of consumed terra essences. Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I got to do this yet too. So I'm going to have to do the Terra Essence runs, which I probably will. That will also get me some experience boosted up along the way in the process of doing my bounties, which will also give me good points towards my Immortal goals as well. So anyway, there you go. One last little thing at the end. So anyway, as always, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world. Fire as always, take care of yourselves as best you can. One day at a time. It is all we can do. Until next time, see ya.